Grandfather Tilling came by the hospital to sit with me, and of course, he had his congregation pray for me. It didn't occur to me to ask him or Mrs. Young to be here for the police visit I'm about to have. Right now, I wish it had. "Are you sure you're ready to talk to the detective, Eva?" my nurse asks again. "Yeah." I offer the nurse a smile, but I'm not sure if it's encouraging with the way my cuts and bruises must still look. "If it gets too much, you can stop the interview," the nurse says kindly. My nurse helps me to sit up, and maybe it's silly, but I have her get my brush so I can combat some of the snarls. I don't use a mirror, because I can't stand seeing my own reflection. I'm not sure I ever want to see my face again. I certainly don't want my friends to see it. I'd like to cling to the image in my memory, not replace it with this one. Without a mirror, I can't put on even the little bit of makeup I might be allowed, so there's nothing to be done for my face. When the police officer comes into the room, she looks at me the same way she looks at everything else, like she's taking mental notes. I realize that she's the first person other than Grace, Mrs. Young, and the hospital staff to see my face. I'm glad the detective isn't gawking at me. "Hi," I say, because I'm not sure what else to say. I've never been interviewed by a police officer before. I'd rather deal with the doctors than talk to the police. "I'm Detective Grant," she says. Her hair is pulled tightly back in a knot, but it only makes her features more noticeable. She wears no makeup, but her skin is enviably perfect. I realize that I wouldn't have envied it before the accident, but now I'm looking at her and can't help thinking that no one will ever again look at me the way I'm studying her right now. She holds out a business card as she introduces herself, and then drops it on the stand beside my bed between my lip balm and iPhone. "I'm going to record our talk so I don't miss anything," she starts. Once I nod, she turns on the recorder and continues, "Why don't you tell me what happened?" "I don't remember much," I admit, feeling embarrassed at not knowing the details of what is probably the most significant thing that's ever happened to me. She sits in the chair beside my bed. "Tell me what you do remember." I was walking home right after sunset, so it was still sort of light out. I feel idiotic as I try to explain what little I know. My boyfriend wasn't answering, and I didn't want to bother my friends, and my parents were away, and really, I've walked home plenty of times. "Did you see the vehicle?" I think about it again. Dr. Klosky says it's normal for there to be memory issues with head trauma, but that doesn't do much to make me feel okay with it. "I don't know," I admit. She nods. "Were you walking on the side of the road? Were you wearing something visible?" I try again to think back to that day, but the details aren't there. "I always walk on the shoulder," I say, sounding slightly desperate even to myself. "I don't remember, but I can't think of any reason I wouldn't do the same things I always do. Did they find me on the side of the road?" "Yes. The driver who found you didn't see a car at the scene, but you were visible from the road." I swallow. I was visible. It was dusk. Someone hit me and left me. As the facts and her tone register, it finally occurs to me that this might not have been an accident. The monitor that keeps track of my heart rate and blood pressure beeps. We both glance at it. I'm not sure what the numbers are supposed to be, but I know they're increasing. My nurse today, whose name I can't remember, pops into the room and glares at Detective Grant. She does something with a monitor, and the beeping stops. "Do you need to rest, Eva?" I suspect Detective Grant and I both hear the real question. Does this police officer need to go away? It's not the detective's fault I'm upset, so I shake my head. "I'm okay." "Do you want me to stay?" she offers. "No, I'm okay." It's funny how we lie to be polite, even when the evidence is present to contradict us. The monitor's recent beeping makes it very apparent that I'm not fine. "I'll be back to check on you shortly," the nurse says, sounding a lot like she's warning us. Once she's gone, I look back at Detective Grant. "I get where you're going, but no one would want to hurt me. I'm not bullied."